When they found my sister, she was a mess, covered in blood. Turns out, this city had birthed a new serial killer, and my sister Mia was the only one who actually managed to crawl away from him alive. The cops were all over me. The killer is definitely coming back to finish the job, they warned. You need to stay glued to her side 24/7. I looked at the detective and asked, how many bodies has this psycho dropped? 9. I let out a cold laugh. 9? And you call that a serial killer? Compared to my track record, that number is a rookie stat. It wouldn't even cover the interest on my ledger. I rushed to the ICU. Mia was still fighting for her life. A few plainclothes detectives were huddled outside, looking grim. When they heard the next of kin was here, the lead investigator walked over to debrief me. But the moment he looked at my face, he froze. Jax, the hell are you doing here? I didn't expect to run into Miller. We were classmates back in the day, before life took us down very different roads. While I was making a name for myself in the gray zones of the underground, Miller, fresh out of the academy, had his eyes on me. He'd been trying to pin a felony on me for years. If that doesn't make us mortal enemies, I don't know what does. I glanced toward the ICU doors. I'm visiting my sister, obviously. Miller's eyes widened. The girl in there, she's your sister? He took a few seconds to process the absurdity of it, but duty called. He sighed and gave me the rundown. The guy who did this to Mia is a high IQ sociopath with antisocial personality disorder. We're throwing everything we have at the manhunt. Since your sister is the only survivor, we're betting he's coming back to tie up loose ends. We'll have units posted here day and night, but you family members need to stay vigilant. I nodded, genuinely curious. So, bodies, how many? 9. 9? I smirked. That's it? That's what passes for a maniac these days? Detective Miller's face darkened. He grabbed my arm and pulled me aside. Jax, listen to me. Your sister was brutalized. I get it. I understand you're pissed, but you need to cooperate with the NYPD. Do not go rogue. Do not give me more paperwork. I stared at him, calm as still water. My sister is lying in there looking like raw meat and you're giving me a lecture? Before Miller could respond, his radio crackled. Captain, we got a situation on the 3rd floor. Violent riot. You need to come down here now. Anyone hurt? Everyone's hurt, but not the medical staff. Some random civilian stepped up and beat the living hell out of the rioters. Blocked them in the stairwell. 20 guys, Captain. All of them are laid out. The stairwell looks like a slaughterhouse. But, all right, on my way. Miller hung up and his eyes dropped to my hands. My knuckles were split, stained with dried blood. He let out a heavy sigh. Was that you? I shrugged casually. They were blocking the stairs. I needed to get through. Just taught them some manners. No need to thank me, Miller. Miller shook his head, muttering as he walked away. That killer messed with the wrong family. Poor bastard doesn't know what kind of trouble he's in. Mia survived. But after she woke up, she was broken. She was terrified of everyone, flinching at shadows. The cops couldn't get a damn thing out of her about the killer. On the way to the hospital, I grabbed some cinnamon rolls from that bakery she loved as a kid. Truth is, Mia and I aren't exactly close. Same dad, different moms. My mom died early and nobody gave a damn about me. I learned to throw a punch before I learned to read. Growing up, Mia mostly saw me covered in blood after back alley brawls. She's always been terrified of me. Later, my old man and her mom died in a car wreck. Just like that, I became the only family she had left in this godforsaken world. Mia is weird. She's scared of me, but she always wants to see me. Before this happened, she'd call me, timid voice shaking, asking when I'd be done with work so I could come home for dinner. She'd say she learned new recipes. She didn't know I just didn't want to see her. Until now. Ding! The hospital elevator doors slid open, snapping me back to reality. A guy in a black hoodie and a low baseball cap brushed past me, heading out as I walked in. In that split second, the hairs on my neck stood up. It was the scent of a predator. Recognizing another wolf in the flock, the guy sensed it too. He turned his head slightly. I didn't see his face, just the corner of his mouth curling up into a smirk under the brim of his hat. The doors closed. My gut screamed danger.